Well, good morning or afternoon or evening, whenever you're watching this video. Just wanting to continue as pastors to just share some daily encouragement with you. I'm sitting here in my living room here in the corner where I often am in the mornings with the Lord. Enjoy just the view out the front window once the sun comes up anyway, and I'm able to see out there. And spot where I often spend my mornings just with the Lord, just right here in the corner. I spent a lot of time in the corner as a kid, standing in it at home or sitting in it with a cone-shaped hat on my head at school. No, I didn't really have that, but this is a place I love to come each morning. And so I just wanted to share just some things that God has been using in my own heart and life as I've just sat in quiet with Him. And a few places over the past several days, a few different passages that have just been an encouragement to me. Our family is reading through the New Testament chronologically. We're almost through that. And so we were just reading from 2nd John just a few days ago. And really interesting what he says right at the end of 2nd John. He says, "Though I have much to write to you, I would rather not use paper and ink. Instead, I hope to come to you and talk face to face so that our joy may be complete." And it was so interesting to read that because in this time that we're in, I feel that very much. I'm really thankful for the technology that we have to be able to share through video or to type up emails, post things on Facebook. And all those are wonderful and great, and I'm really thankful for those things that God has allowed for us to have in our day that allows us to be connected much different than the church was in the Spanish flu of 1918. When the church wasn't meeting in places for several weeks and they were completely disconnected from each other. And so we have a great advantage with our technology today. But I still feel the same as what John says. I desire to see you face to face. And I look forward to when we can all come together again and do that. And I'm thankful for the little pockets here and there that I've had to see some of you in small ways and at arm's length distance. But it's not the same as when we're all gathering together. But then I was reminded this morning just from Philippians, and this is one of the things that I was adoring God for this morning. That in spite of the situation that we find ourselves in right now, God obviously still has not changed, and He is still the supplier of all my need. And I know that one of the ways God supplies for my needs is through the church. In fact, it's a very significant way. And though we have to do that interacting and one another ministry with each other in a different way right now, it has not created a shortage in the supply chain of God to be able to supply for all of our needs during this time. You know, it's not like when we go to the store right now and there's a shortage of a lot of things. That never happens with God. Never. There's never a shortage in His supply chain. And He portions out everything that we need just as we need it. You know, I think of in Corinthians, when Paul is writing that God says to him, "My grace is sufficient for you." It's the exact amount needed. And so I want to encourage you with that today. I want to encourage you that I miss you and I miss being with you in the ways that we're used to, but that God is still going to supply all of our needs physically, spiritually, emotionally during this time. That may look different than we're used to it being supplied. It may challenge our faith and our trust in wondering, God, are you sure you're supplying? But by faith, we believe His word and we know that He is. And so we continue on having our joy in Him because He is the great supplier of all that we need. And so we'll rejoice in that even during this time. Let's encourage each other with truths such as this about who our God is, and continue to be the church that he desires us to be, accomplishing the mission of his that has not changed, although it may look different in how we do that right now with each other and with those around us that are lost. But let's continue marching on for what God has given to us, remembering that he has not changed. He will not change. Our hope and our peace lies in him, because we can trust in who he is.